So I'm going to have you guys sit up on your sitting bones. Your feet are parallel and heels in line with your sitting bones, okay? Use your arms to draw the shoulders down, pull your belly in, a little tuck in the chin. Exhale, you're going to round and try to open up that middle lowest part of your back, letting your head fall, using your arms to get into that stretch and sit up as tall as you can. And exhale, we're going to go 2 more like that. Pull the belly in. And inhale, sit up tall. And last one, exhale. Rounding the spine, sucking the belly back, and sit up nice and tall. We're going to take the hands off from behind the knees. I'm going to give myself a little more room. I'm going to roll myself down all the way. Just a simple roll down, not a lot of work. We're going down and we're staying on the mat. And you're going to bring your feet closer towards your sitting bones. Okay, comfortable, light in the feet. Open up the shoulders. We're going to bring our arms up to the ceiling. So while we're here, we're trying to pull the shoulder blades flat on the mat, okay? And then you're going to open the arms. And as you do that, now I want you to reach those arms apart. Try to pull those shoulders apart, but feel the upper body, the upper back on the mat. Keeping that width in the shoulders, bring the arms up. Make sure the shoulders set down to the mat. Open the arms again. Reach through those fingertips. You should feel the shoulder blades pulling apart. Keeping that pulling apart of that shoulder blade area. Bring the arms up. If the shoulders lifted, pull them down. One more like that. Open. Reach across the room opposite. And bring them up. And set the shoulders down. Bring your hands down to the mat. And you can open them wider than your mat. Okay. And then let's bring the knees together. So as we drop our knees to one side, I'm going to go to the right. The feet are going to stay stacked. So my left foot is on top of my right foot. Outer part of my right foot stays right where it was. And I'm going to let my knees be heavy so that I really feel this stretch almost up that back oblique area, the sideline. Shoulders are nice and wide and open. I'm going to take an exhale, pull my belly tight, bring my knees back because I do not want to feel my low back kick in. Inhale over to the other direction. And I'm staying looking at the ceiling. If you want to add extra to this stretch when we do it again, I'll add a head turn. Belly tight, let the knees be heavy. Exhale, pull that belly in as you bring them back to center. Inhale the opposite direction, pause here. Okay, so the stretch is going to get deeper. I'm going to let my bottom leg settle to the floor. I'm going to take my bottom arm, bring it to the top of that top knee, and just draw my knee in. So I want the weight of my arm kind of hanging, like a little bit of pressure on my knee, but not pulling. If this doesn't feel good, you go back to the stack, okay? Arms don't have to assist. Turn your head opposite, little push into the back of the head, keeping those shoulders wide, and come back to center. Line the knees up, take that hand to the floor, belly tight as you come in. We're going to go the other way. Just start out slow, kind of relax into your stretch. Let the bottom knee fall. Take that bottom arm, bring it to the top of your top knee, and just draw that knee down, maybe closer to the floor or closer to the body, and then add that head turn. Feel pretty good. Not forcing. Line the knee up with the other knee. Bring it back to center on an exhale and pause right here. I'm going to have you guys bring your knees into your chest. Okay? So when you do this, really use your arms to press the knees toward the chest and let that tailbone come up. Relax the spine. Breathe into any tension. And then I'm going to circle my knees. So as I circle my knees, you could keep the hands wrapped or take one hand to each knee. And I'm letting my hips really come up off the mat. Okay? So I'm just circling, and I'm going to circle the other way. And I'm going to come back to center. And now I'm just going to let my knees fall. My feet are going to the floor. And right where they land is kind of where you want to bridge or start with your bridge. I'm just going to have you bridge up a couple times. Don't get into the hamstrings here. Just focus on the spine. So we're going to take that inhale, shoulders open, exhale, peel it up. Nice and slow. For this work, a squeeze of the butt, the belly is tight, but try to keep weight out of the heels so the hamstrings don't kick in so much, and roll it down. And we'll do that 2 more times. We're just trying to loosen up the spine, roll it up, trying to keep those hips squared off with your ceiling. Squeeze the butt, take that inhale, exhale, roll it down. We'll go 1 more. So 1 more time on an exhale, imprint first, roll it up, squeeze into the glutes, pull the belly flat away from the hips, and roll it down. Okay, so we're kind of centered in our mat. I'm going to drop my knees over to the right. I'm going to come onto my right side. So you should be kind of closer toward that edge of your mat, which is what I want, okay? And your bottom elbow is just kind of cradling your head, okay? If you're resting the neck, I don't want the head to lift. Taking the other hand and kind of interlacing fingers behind. Elbows are closed. We're going to take an inhale, and I'm going to pull my knees in a little closer. And as I exhale, I'm going to open up that top elbow and rotate around, maybe even looking behind. And then exhale, pull the belly tight, close the elbow. And inhale. So these are elbow clams. That's what I decided. I'm thinking of when we do our clams with our legs. And one more time, open, big opening. Maybe make this your biggest, relax the spine. And come back to center. And I'm going to roll over onto my other side, okay? So you're going to see the back side. All right, so I'm over to my left side now. I'm on my left elbow. My hands are interlaced behind my head, resting my head, and my knees are bent, okay? I'm going to take an inhale, open that top elbow up, rotate, look around to that top elbow. Just go slow and relax, okay? And as you exhale, tighten the belly, bring the elbows back together in the front. We'll go 2 more times. Open. Rotate around. Look to the elbow that's open to the back. And close it up. Here's your last one. Open that elbow. And close it up. And you guys roll back onto your back side. We're going to extend our legs long. We're going to bring our arms to the ceiling. And really think about trying to imprint that lowest part of the back that lifts from the mat. Exhale, imprinting. 1 bone comes up at a time. Sit up tall. We're going to forward fold. Grab your toes if you're flexible, or ankles, whatever, but I want you to try to get those calves into this stretch, okay? So drawing the toes back or flexing the feet, letting the head be heavy. And just feel that backside stretch. You should feel it all the way up the back body. Head is rest. And stack the spine. And we're going to come up to a standing position, okay? And we're going to leave our weights aside for now, but just move away any toys that you have when around you. And we're going to go into some quad work, okay? So I want you to open up the feet to a wider second position, okay? And our arms are just going to be long beside us, all right? So let the shoulders drop down, okay? Palms are facing the thighs. You're going to take an inhale, and as you inhale, bend, arms come up. Exhale, push into the feet to lift, okay? Inhale down. I'm light in my toes because I like to put weight in my heels because that really turns on my backside more. And I'm not hinging forward. I'm straight up and down. So my crown of my head is right over my tailbone. I'm pushing away from the floor and squeezing my arms, okay? Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale, and pause right here. We're going to go into a side curl, okay? So wide, same stance with the feet, belly tight. We're going to take an inhale. My left arm's coming up overhead as my right arm slides down my leg. Pulling my belly tight, I'm going to come up. I'm going to go the other way. Inhale, up and over, trying to open up every rib and come on. We'll go one more time, and then we're going to add some more. So trying to stay shoulders in line with hips, no leaning forward. Last one over to the left. All righty, we're going to add a squat, okay? So as we curl to one side, I'm going to bend into my knees. And I'm going to press into those heels to stand up. And I'm going to inhale, keeping my belly tight, and exhale. Try not to let the hips shift. We're just trying to get that curl at the side of the body last. And come up top. Good. I'm going to have you grab your weights. We're going to repeat it with weights. Buried under my band. Okay. So now, remembering that you kind of had to work to keep the shoulders down, now we're going to add some arm work to this. So wide stance, belly tight, palms rotated to the hips, okay? We're going to inhale, bend, and exhale, press. And inhale, bend. So remembering how we feel when we're stretching and pulling our shoulders apart, keeping our collarbones wide. I want you to feel that work. The collarbones and knuckles kind of reaching away from each other, but the collarbones are staying nice and open the whole time. Inhale, belly is tight. Press up off from the floor. Inhale. 2 more. Knees over the toes. Last one. We're going to hold it on this last one and pause. So my palms are down. I'm in my squat. Okay, my knees are pressing back. More weight in my pinky toe. I'm going to pulse my arms up. Up. Shoulders are down. Pull those shoulders down. Feel the back side of that upper back working. Keep the belly tight. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press yourself up. Roll out the shoulders. Take a break. We got more. Yes, I know. Okay, so remembering, if you feel any pain in your shoulders, don't go so high. You do it like this. Okay, we're going to go to palms rotated up. All right, here we go. So press arms up, push from the heels to stand up tall. Inhale and exhale. Inhale down. Exhale, keeping those shoulders pulling apart behind you. You go for 5, 4, squeeze the butt as you stand. 2 more. Hold it and pulse it up. You're in your squat. Your knees are pressing back. More weight in the pinky toe. Belly tight. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stand up tall. Yes, roll up. Shoulders. Good job. Okay. So we're going to go into just some calf raises. So on the mat, it's hard. I know I blew this on Monday really bad. So I'm going to stand on my hard surface today. All right. So you want to make sure that your heels are not going to come apart. All right. So from here, arms are being drawn down by those weights, shoulders down, belly tight. Lift the heels and lower. So you're squeezing the heels, squeezing the butt. It may not be a big lift. Lower lift is harder, by the way. And breathing, belly tight. Shoulders trying to stay right over the hips. You're squeezing the butt, squeezing the heels. 3, 2, and 1. Hold it up on this next lift. Find your balance. Weight in all the toes. Bend into the knees. Squeeze those heels. Bring the hands in front, rounded in the arms, okay? And we're going to tuck, pull the belly deep, rounding in the spine, and come up nice and tall. Squeeze those heels together. It helps with balance. Don't know what happened on Monday. But always repeating my class for everyone, I hope, makes it better. Suck the belly in as you round the spine. Last one. Stand up tall, step the heels down. We're going to a parallel foot position. By the way, I feel this from Monday. So I want you to squeeze everything in, inner thighs, arms are long, okay? You're just going to releve, lift the heels, squeeze the butt, and lower. And lift. And lower. Lift it up. Lift. Like somebody's pulling you straight up to the ceiling. You're squeezing those inner thighs. It really does help with balance, keeping the belly tight also. 3, 2, 1. We're going to go up one more time. Hold it, maybe a half heel. You're going to bend into the knees. I'm not going to have you tuck and curl. We're going to press the heels to the floor, lift them up, squeeze those inner thighs, pull the belly deep, push them to the floor, squeeze the inner thighs to lift, belly tight, shoulders down. There's 3, 2, 1, hold it. There we go. Okay, pulse it. Little pulse. 8, 7, 6, squeeze together. 4, 3, 2, 1, stretch up and lower the heels. All right, I'm gonna set these weights down. All right, we're gonna put the weights down for now. We'll revisit those in a little bit. I'm gonna have you guys stretch out the calves and the quads, okay? So balance here, little balance, okay? So I'm gonna line up my knees, my feet are open, parallel hip distance. I'm gonna shift weight to my left foot. I'm gonna grab my right ankle. If you need balance, you can come to your wall. I'm gonna really concentrate here, or you're gonna go to a hard surface. So while I do this, okay, a knee bend, be careful here if you don't feel good in your knees. If the bend doesn't feel good, you just lift the knee behind you, okay? So I'm gonna pull my heel to my butt. My knees are lined up, okay? Now I'm gonna squeeze to push that hip forward as I pull that heel. So I feel this big open stretch. And this is a stretch and balance. All right, so now I'm gonna take my opposite arm up, overhead. I'm gonna hinge forward, belly tight, push into the hand with the foot, pull into the foot with the hand, squeeze the butt, and nice and slowly, come on, good job. This side, all right, so that's a little yoga-y thing, okay? So again, shifting weight now to my other foot, drawing my heel toward my glute, soften my standing leg. If this is enough of a stretch, stay here. Push the hip forward by squeezing that butt cheek. Pull the heel toward the glute a little more. Bring the arm up. Pull your belly tight, take an inhale. Hinge. When you find your balance, push into that hand with the foot, pull into the hand, into the foot, and lift that knee up. Pull the belly tight, and come up nice and tall. So much better than Monday. See, revisiting is always better. Okay, sit down on your butt. Knees are going to be bent. And we're going to start with a couple curls, okay? So shoulders nice and low, neck nice and long, belly tight. You're going to curl yourself back. Open up that low back again. Let the chin come to the chest. Sit up tall. 2 more. Exhale. Pull the belly in. Inhale, come up. Last one. Exhale. Sit up tall. Okay, here we go. We're going to curl ourselves back halfway, just half. Okay. So coming to the back of the pelvis, okay, not letting the feet lift. If they feel like they're going to lift, you stop right there. Pull that belly in, pull it away from your pants, drop those shoulders. You're looking kind of to the knees maybe, and curl yourself up, sit up tall. And exhale. And sit up tall. And exhale, we'll go 2. Using the belly to pull yourself up. And last one, hold it here and pause. Okay. So tightening the belly, pushing that low back to the floor. We'll keep it out of the low back. Bring the arms up. Bring them out to a T and close them up to the thighs. Inhale up, reaching through those fingers, opening to a T, close them to the thighs. Inhale, belly tight, keeping your hips as still as you can, keeping that rib cage pulling back, and you're trying to keep that navel to the spine. Last one, hold it here, curl it up, sit up tall, pull yourself towards your knees, forehead to knees, open up that low back. We are going to stretch between every little section of this. I don't want you to get that spinal tension, okay? And then rebuild the spine, sit up tall, arms are going to reach forward. So we are going to reverse our circles, curl it back, belly tight, shoulders set, and keep them down, okay? Open the arms to a T, bring them up and down to the outside of the thighs. Open to a T, suck the belly away from the pants. My new favorite thing to say. It's hard when you're wearing tight pants. So you really have to try. And one more. Yes, and curl yourself up, grab behind the knees, pull your forehead toward the knees, use your arm. And rebuild. So we're gonna work on some oblique stuff, okay? So I'm gonna keep my left arm reaching forward as I do this work, okay? So right now, both arms forward, but I'm gonna sweep my right arm out to a T and behind me as I curl back. Look back to that hand. We are gonna stay on this side, okay? Scoop the belly, come up tall. Curl it back, exhale, looking back. Take that pause, check in with your ribs, and curl it up. So I like to really think of pulling my ribs down kind of toward the mat, or the floor. Okay, that helps keep my belly or my low back out of it. Hold it here and pause. Arms are wide, reaching fingers across. Pull the belly tight. You're going to pulse through that forward arm, lifting tiny lifts, keeping the ribs pulling back, reaching the fingers and the shoulders are pulling apart. And 3, 2, 1, scoop it up. And we'll switch sides. Okay, but let's stretch. Hands behind those knees. Release tension. Let go of the tension in the spine. Let the head just kind of hang and the neck stretch. And then nice and slow, rebuild. So we're going to go to the other side. Okay, so we're going to go 6 sweeps of our arm out behind us. So you're nice and tall. Curl it back. Reaching that left arm, look to the back. Scoop the belly, sit up tall. Okay. There's 5. Keeping the ribs nice and tight, almost like you're pulling them together. There's 4. Stay out of the legs. I want you to feel light in those legs. If those quads or those hip flexors are kicking in, stay light, turn on the belly. Relax. Curl it back and pause here. You're going to reach and pulse through the forward hand, looking back, pulling the ribs in. 4, 3, 2, 1. And scoop yourself up, forward fold, over those knees. Breathe. So I'm going to have you guys roll yourselves down on an exhale. And let's say, I'm going to bring my band with me. Okay, so keep it somewhere near. You're going to roll down. And we're going to come into a kind of bent knee position to start. Okay, so we'll stretch real quick, and then we're going to do some other work. Okay, so I'm going to have you open those shoulders up first. Okay, let that right knee come in toward the chest. Okay. Pull the knee in with both arms now, keeping your shoulders nice and open. A little tuck to the chin. I'm going to have you extend the left leg long. So feel that opening in the hip flexor. Pull the belly to the floor. You might get a bigger, deeper opening there. And you're going to stretch that leg up from that bent knee. Wrap the hands around the back side and try to push that hip to the floor. So don't go big with this stretch at first. Okay, we'll work into it. Bend that knee. We're going to go straight again. Okay, add that flex of the foot, trying to keep everything lined up with that hip. Okay. We're going to go up again. Stretch it out. Draw it a little closer. We're going to walk our hands up the back side of that leg. So walk up, chin to chest. So I'm looking down at my belly. My chin is tucked. I'm going to pull the leg closer. Flex into my foot, and walk the hands down, bend the knee, place that bent knee and foot on the floor, pull the other side in. So left side, kind of keeping in line with that hip joint. Okay, everything's all lined up here. And then we're going to take the hands behind, stretch that leg out and pause, extend the other leg long, pull the belly down. Draw that leg in and just work up to a bigger stretch. We'll go 2 more of these. So just go slow. Bend into that knee. Remember, it's not crossed across your center line. We're trying to keep it lined up with that hip, knee in line with the hip. Flex into that foot, ankle, bend. And the next time we stretch that leg out, we're going to walk the hands up. Tucking the chin to the chest, drawing the leg a little closer with the arms, flexing at the foot, and walking down, bending that knee, and placing the foot down on the floor. All right. So I'm going to have you guys do just a couple things before we work more on some glutes and hamstrings. Okay. So feet are comfortable, parallel, hip distance. You're going to peel yourself up into a bridge. You're going to squeeze that butt as tight as you can. Okay. That keeps it out of that low back. Right. Pulling the belly from the hips, shoulders are open. Heel or rolling down one bone at a time, trying to find every bone on the mat. Okay. Back to your neutral, exhale, imprint, roll it up. Squeeze into the glutes. Roll it down. And we'll go up again. Roll it up. And when you get to your top, just kind of get yourself organized. So we're going to squeeze as tight as we can into the butt. We're going to press the pelvis up to open up the front of the hips. Reach the knees over the toes. Now we're going to release all of that squeezing and working as we drop down halfway. Okay. Now you're going to squeeze it all up to press up, lower down, inhale, release. Exhale, push down into those heels. Try to keep the knees reaching right over your toes. Okay. Try to keep the hip bones lifting, squared off with the ceiling. 2 more. And where's your last one? Lift up and pause right here. We're going to take one leg up to an extension. So tabletop, I'm going to go by left leg. My right leg has all the weight. I'm going to extend my leg. I'm going to lower my pelvis halfway, bending into that knee and pushing up, stretching, toes to ceiling. Don't let the leg come back overhead. Okay, we're trying to reach straight up with the toes. 2 more. Last one. Hold it here. Figure 4 that leg. Push into that top knee with the ankle, okay? I'm going to have you dip the hips to the left. Open that knee up and squeeze up, square. Inhale. Exhale, press up. Inhale. Exhale, press. 2 more. Last one. Hold it here. Roll it down. Keeping that figure 4. I'm going to have you pull those knees in towards your body. Okay, and if you need a bigger stretch, you thread the hand through the center, opening up that knee with that elbow and pulling the other knee closer, pushing the tailbone or the pelvis down to the floor, trying to get that long extended spine. You're going to tabletop that figure 4. Okay, we're going to take our hands behind our head, okay. Shoulders nice and wide, belly tight, and you're going to curl up and roll it down, keeping the neutral spine as you lower, maybe imprinting as you come up, but not letting the pelvis move. You're up for 4. Exhaling, pulling the ribs together, the belly deep. And last one, hold it here. We're going to pulse it up, little pulse. Keeping the knees as still as you can, lifting from the heart center. 3, 2, 1. Set the feet down, roll it down. We're going to do the other side. Okay. Here we go. All right. So I'm going to open up my shoulders, tucking my chin. I'm going to roll myself up into that big bridge, hold it at the top, keeping the hips level. I'm going to shift weight to my left foot, bring my right leg into a tabletop, extend the leg long, toes to the ceiling. I'm going to drop my pelvis halfway, and I'm going to press up. Inhale, knee bends, exhale, reach the toes to the ceiling. There's 3, and 2, and 1. Hold it there. Cross that ankle over the other side, over that bottom knee. Dip the hips down to the right. Push into that left heel to lift. Inhale down. Exhale, lift. Trying to square the hips off as you lift the hips to the ceiling. Press up. 2. Let's go 3. Yes. You can do it. 2. Belly tight. Squeeze 1. Roll it down. Bring the knees in. I'm going to thread my arm through the center. I'm going to use my other hand to draw that bottom knee in, and I'm going to press open my knee with my elbow. Once I get into my kind of position, I'm going to push my tailbone to the floor, almost like I'm trying to lift my low back from the floor, pushing that elbow into that knee. And you're going to find your tabletop. Okay. Get yourself in position. We're going to sweep the hands behind the head. Going to take an inhale. You're going to exhale, lift chin to chest, roll it down, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Shoulders are wide, elbows are wide. Don't pull on the head. Last one, hold it here. Pulse it up. 6, 5. Don't pull on the head. 2, 1. And roll it down. Uncross the legs. Take the hands out beside you. And let's just bring our feet together. Drop our knees to one side. Stack the feet. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale. We're going to extend those legs long. Bring our hands to the ceiling. Pull the shoulders to the mat. Before I get going, I'm going to take my inhale. And then as I exhale, I'm going to pull my belly to the floor, tucking my chin, really pulling that low belly back. And reach, reach, reach forward to the toes. Grab the feet if you can, or the ankles. And draw those toes in toward you. And rebuild this one. Okay. And have you guys drop over onto your right side. Okay, so we're going to the elbow. Okay, we're going to kind of sit more or move ourselves more forward on our mat, closer to that front edge. And then I'm going to take my legs and I'm going to extend them long with a flex, and I'm going to bring them kind of forward off my mat. Okay, so now from here, that top hand can go to the hip or to the floor to stabilize. I'm going to lift up that top leg, okay, and I'm going to bring it down in front, tap the foot to the floor, sweep it up and over to the back. Okay, so I'm going to take my hands to my hips. So the entire time I'm here, I'm not tipping my pelvis forward or back. Okay? Just tapping and circling and lifting with that side butt. Inhale as I come forward, and I'm lengthening my neck. So remember, if you also need more neck support, you can take that top hand and place it underneath the bottom of your head. 2 and 1. Line that leg up over the bottom and lift. Tap it down. Lift. Tap it down. Toes should not go up to the ceiling. We're staying parallel. Belly tight. Rib cage lifted. 2 and 1. And do you remember what's coming? Crisscross the knees. Okay, I'm going to hover my feet. I'm going to point my toes. Crisscross, crisscross. 1, 2. Land with the bottom foot over the top of the top one. Shift to the back side. Reach for the toes. Roll it down. Belly tight. Crisscross, crisscross. Last one. Hold that bottom one on top. Roll over to the back. Reach to the toes. I rolled right off my mat. One more time. Crisscross, crisscross. Last one. Hold it here. Roll to the back. Reach to the toes. Come on down. We're going to switch sides. Yes. And then we're going to do something else. All right. Okay, so back into your position. I'm flipping around. So now I'm on my left elbow, left forearm. You can always come down also onto that bottom arm. I'm going to bring my legs kind of like a little bend of that hip joint forward, okay? But from the tail to the crown of the head, I'm straight, okay? So top hand to the hip or the floor. We're going to take that top leg, lift it up, squeeze that butt, sweep the leg forward, up and over the bottom leg to the back. Inhale, exhale. I'm trying to keep my hips still. Try not to roll back onto my hip. One that I could not resist. Lifting, squeezing the butt to lift, flexing that foot, keeping your belly tight, long neck, ribs lifted. Should feel belly here too, and obliques. Let's go 2 and 1. Stack the feet and pause, okay? I'm gonna lift that top leg, lower it down. Keeping my belly tight, my spine long, and my ribs lifted. flexing that foot. 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Hold it here, hover that top leg. We're going to lift both legs up. We're going to crisscross the ankles, and maybe you've shifted a little bit back. Crisscross. Hold it. Press up into that kind of rollover teaser. Come back down. Crisscross. Belly tight. Hold it. Roll to the back. Reach for the toes. Last one. Crisscross. Hold it. Roll over. Reach for the toes. Roll yourself to the mat. Come to the center. I know you guys did beautiful at home. Arms to the ceiling, shoulders pull to the mat. Take your inhale. Exhale. Roll with it. Nice. All righty. I'm going to come onto a kneeling quadruped position. Okay? And we'll be off our knees in a sec, so we won't stay here too long. Okay? I'm going to have you get into a plank position, but we're going to go to our forearms. Okay? So I'm going to have you come down, forearms, kind of fingers pointed opposite away. Okay? Forearm in front of other forearm. And I'm going to scooch forward so I have room. I'm going to get myself into that kind of plank position first. So I want to feel that connection, flatten out the back, widen the shoulders, lengthen the neck, send one foot back, and send the other back. Okay. So from here, my legs are kind of wide, right? Or not too wide, not wider than here. And I'm going to shift forward, kind of lifting almost like a calf raise, right? And then I'm going to push my heels to the floor as I shift back for a stretch. The whole time, just think of sliding parallel over the floor. You're just shifting back and forth. We're going to go 2 more times. Your belly is tight. Your ribs are pulling into the center line of the body. 2 and 1. Good. Drop the knees. Take the hands forward and press yourself into a child's pose. We're going to work on those obliques, okay? You're going to take an inhale, and as you exhale, round and curl. Tuck the tailbone towards the forehead. Come back into your quadruped position. And if you can remember which arm was in front, you're going opposite now. So I'm going to take my left arm in front. I can't remember, see? Okay, so I'm going to send one leg out behind me, send the other leg out behind me. Okay, I'm going to open up to the left, opening, kind of dropping myself to left hip up to the ceiling as I take that front arm and extend it to the ceiling into that side plank, okay? And I'm going to come back down. Staying on that same side, just dropping my heels behind me, looking up to the hand, come back down. You got 2 more, and I always have to wiggle my feet around and walk, kind of adjusting as I go. Last one. Hold it here. Hips will dip down to the floor. Lift them up. You can take the hand to the hip also. You can use your front top hand to push up. 2 more. Belly tight. Don't push it out. Last one. Lower the hips down. Take a quick break. Okay. I'm going to have you come up. I'm going to switch sides. I would give you a little tiny break while I switch sides. All right. So now I'm going to come with my right arm in front of that other arm. Right arm in front of my left. I'm just shifting right into my plank, not very graceful. Shoulders pulling away from the ears, neck is long. I'm going to open up my chest and my arm up, right arm up. Reach for the ceiling, pull the belly tight, come back down, stay on the same side. Reach. Inhale down. Exhale, reach. Inhale down. Hold it up on this last one, dip the hips. Push the ribs from the floor. Inhale, sink down. Exhale. 3, 2, belly tight. And last one. And then the knees drop the hips down. Now you guys stretch. Good. How fun. Huh? You did it. Okay, so I want to come into a seated kind of figure 4 position. All right, I'm going to take my hand out to the side of that forward knee. I'm going to take my other arm out to a T. And I want to actually end up bending this elbow that's on the mat, hand that's on the mat. reach up and over, bend into that elbow, drop it down to the floor. Get into that curl, pull the shoulders down. Pull the belly in, push the top hip away, using that bottom arm. I'm going to rotate toward my arms, drop my head, and push that top hip away so I'm opened up on that sideline, my left sideline. And I'm going to come back open, and I'm going to curl up, and I'm going to switch sides. All right. Oh, we're having so much fun, and I'm almost running out of time. I know. So other side, reach up and over. Come down to that elbow, stretch a bigger stretch. So opening the ribs up as wide as you can, pushing the top hip away, pulling the belly in. I'm going to rotate down, looking to the floor. Take that hand if you have that ability, okay? Or stay on the other sideline. I'm going to drop my head and I'm pushing into my elbows to press my hips away. Kind of getting that still, that same sideline stretch. And I'm going to come back. And around. And we are going to stay here. Okay. So I want you to roll up your mats, and I'm going to do it just because I don't really need to, but this is how to stay off the knees. All right. So I'm just going to roll it up 2 times. Okay. I'm going to come down to a quadruped position. All right. I'm going to take my band. I want to do some arms. Okay. And I'm going to take that. So I've got my right arm, palm down, and the band between my thumb and my pointer. My left arm or left hand pushing down to the floor on top of the other end of it. Okay. So from here, you're going to decide how much slack you want or how much tension you want. Okay. So if you need more, you just wrap the band farther around. Okay. So I want my thumb pointed inward. My belly is tight. And I want to extend my left leg long. So I've got my right arm in the band, my left leg out, my left hand down on top. I'm going to take that right arm, pull my shoulders down, and pull that arm out to a T. And just bring it in, keeping tension on the band. Exhale, soften that elbow that's supporting, that arm that's supporting. And you are lifting from the shoulder blade, okay? Back of the shoulder. Shoulders pulling down. You should feel obliques trying to keep you centered here, right? Your belly is tight. Keep that belly as tight as you can. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And come in, take a quick break, okay? We got one more thing to do here. I'm going to rotate my palm inward now, okay? So different rotation. If you need less tension, do it now or adjust as you go. So palm is rotated down now. Long neck, belly tight. Pull the arm out and drop it down. Straight up. Drop it down. Palm is rotated to the floor for this. I'm going to go for 4. Belly tight. Remember, you should feel your obliques here stabilizing. 2 more. It's a lot of work. And maybe we're not using the weights today. Okay, sit back to your child's pose. Because I have so much stuff to do, and I never have enough. How do I do that? And around your spine, come on up, and I'm going to switch sides. Okay, so I will not be on the same side, so you guys won't be able to see me. But I'll cue you through it. All right, so my right hand on top of that band. Okay, I'm finding my good position for that left arm that's going to hold the band. So remember, for this side, we're going to take the palm of the hand, face it down, band between the thumb and that pointer finger. Okay, do not lock out that elbow. And also, if this is too much, you can always come to the forearms. Okay, so from here, the arm that's on the band, holding it still, I'm going to extend that leg long. Okay, I want to make sure that my belly is tight, my neck is long, my shoulders are down. I want to reinforce the good muscles that keep my shoulders down while I do this work. Okay, so now I'm going to pull my arm out to the side. All right, and it's just kind of outside of my mat, right? And I'm going to lift it up. Palm is rotated back and bring it in. Exhale as you lift. Inhale, bring it in. Good. A lot of work here. And a lot of work also on that arm you just worked. Right? I know. Good. And let's go for 3. Neck long, belly tight. Use that belly. 2 and 1. come in, take a quick break, and we'll switch. So we're gonna rotate palm down to the floor now, right? And I'm gonna let go of a little tension on my band. I don't want so much. And I'm gonna take my palm, rotate it to the floor. My thumb is forward, extending the opposite leg. Straight arm, I'm gonna draw that arm up. I want my belly as tight as I can make it, okay? I wanna lift and kind of press away from the floor. I'm using a kind of a cross body connection to stabilize. I'm gonna have you guys do 4 and we're done. And 3, and 2, and 1. Yes, done. Come down. Do a child's pose. You guys did so good. That was a lot. All right. Yeah, I know. You're so sweet. All right. Arms are reaching forward. Elbows are down. Take an inhale. Relax. Just going to open up my knees a little wider so my chest is between my knees. And I'm going to just go to sleep right now. Roll up. Nice and slow, coming up to a seated position. And I'm going to face forward, unravel or unroll my neck. And I'm going to have my right leg in front of my left. Right, and I'm going to sit up nice and tall. So I want you to just kind of find your center and your balance. And hands are on top of the knees to start, okay? And all I want you to do here is tuck the chin and pull the belly back to open up that low back and spine. And then let go of it all. I want you to let the head, the neck relax. And then sit up tall. And we'll go one more time like that. Exhale. And inhale, sit up tall. We're going to pause right here. We're going to have you take the hands to the top of that forward leg. Walk yourself out. And as you walk out, try to keep the spine flat. Push the hips out behind you. Drop the elbows. Okay. Stay here. I use my hands a lot for this work because I really can pull into my hands, and that really works to get a bigger stretch for me. Now I'm going to push into my hands, lift my elbows, tuck my chin. Now I want to push into the floor and press my hips out behind me. So I'm even letting my shoulders come up to my ears. And keeping that press in the hands, I'm going to walk myself back, sit up tall, and I'm going to switch across with my legs. And I'm going to find that center again before I start to walk my hands out. So hands go to the top of the chin or the calf. I'm going to keep my spine long as I walk my hands out. So I shift off of my sitting bones. They're pointed out behind me. Walking the hands out as far as I can. Push the elbows down. Pull those shoulders away from the ears. And use your hands to really pull into this stretch. And now I'm going to do the opposite. Instead of pulling into my hands, I'm going to push into my hands away. Let my shoulders come up, really stretch, and really push as you walk yourself back. And nice and tall. And you did it. You're done. Yes, good job, you guys.